Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. I've been really meditating on this verse, man. I've been really thinking about it. And, we see it really in our times today with this, all the distractions of this world, with the election and all that. It's all distractions for the world. It has nothing to do with the gospel. No man can save us. The only God can save us, Jesus Christ. People put their trust in these politicians, but in order to become a president, you got to be part of the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Skulls and Bones, all these secret organizations worship Satan. So don't put your trust in man, put your trust in God. Revelation chapter 18, verse 23, and the light of a lamp will not shine in you any longer, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride will not be heard in you any longer, for your merchants were the great men of the earth, because all the nations were deceived by your sorcery. I believe it's talking about the USA in this verse. The USA is one of the richest countries in the world. All the countries use this dollar, and it's deceiving its population, deceiving the entire world with its sorcery. We have to understand that the media and the television uses sorcery to keep you in a trance state. It keeps you blinded from the truth, keeps you sitting there watching television, playing video games, wanting to be entertained instead of learning about your creator, getting right with God. This is very, very calculated, what they do. And it's not just to make money. Some people say it's just to make money and to keep people, but it's to keep people docile and keep people lost from knowing the truth. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, for my people, for lack of knowledge, because you have rejected knowledge, I will reject you. That is tough right there. Please do your research on, what's really going on in this world. And don't just trust what you see on TV and what you see on social media. Please. God is warning us here that because of our lack of knowledge, we can be destroyed. Okay? We have to understand this world is ran by Satan. So anything this world is following, it's against God. If you are for God, then you must be against this world.
If I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old, I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions, just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
Now, we've all been deceived, okay? So it is time to give your life to Christ. He is the only answer. He is the light. He is everything. He's our God. And he gives a free gift of eternal life for anybody who confesses that he is Lord. Love you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. I'm out.